A 10-day-old baby, gone in a house fire. No remains, no answers, just smoke and devastation. For 6 years, Luz Cuevas mourned her daughter, Delimar, until one day at a birthday party, she saw a little girl who looked exactly like her. This is the true story of a mother's unyielding belief and the incredible twist that proved her right. It was December 15th, 1997, in North Philadelphia. Luz Cuevas, a young mother, was home with her newborn daughter, Delimar, just 10 days old. The day had been ordinary. Visitors came and went, and the baby napped quietly in the upstairs bedroom. But that evening, everything changed. Luz stepped out of the room briefly, and when she returned, flames. Thick, black smoke. The upstairs bedroom was ablaze. She tried to run in to save her child, but the heat was too intense. Neighbors had to restrain her as firefighters fought the blaze. When the fire was finally extinguished, officials came back with devastating news. There were no remains. The fire had burned so hot, they said, that the infant's body had been completely destroyed. It was a cruel kind of grief. No goodbye, no body, no closure. The official cause? Faulty wiring. A tragic accident. But Luz Cuevas didn't buy it. Something didn't sit right. She had smelled no smoke. The fire had spread too quickly. And worst of all, in the hours before the fire, a woman who had come to the house had taken a strange interest in the baby, asking odd questions, lingering too long. Luz remembered her clearly, even when others dismissed her concerns. Despite what everyone said, the investigators, her friends, even her husband, Luz felt something deeper than doubt. She felt that her daughter was still alive. Years passed. She had more children, tried to rebuild her life, but she never stopped thinking about Delimar. Not once. Every birthday, she lit a candle. Every night, she whispered her daughter's name. Then, in January 2004, over 6 years later, something extraordinary happened. Luz attended a birthday party for a distant relative. Kids ran around, balloons bobbed through the air. It should have been unremarkable. But there, in the middle of the chaos, was a little girl. She was 6 years old, bright eyes, familiar cheekbones, a smile that hit Luz like a freight train. The girl's name was Aaliyah, but Luz knew, in her bones, that was Delimar. She stared at the child, stunned. The girl had the same cowlick, the same dimple, the same mole. Unable to let it go, Luz acted. She pretended to brush lint from the girl's shirt, secretly collecting a strand of hair. Then, she went straight to the police. At first, authorities were skeptical. After all, the child was legally adopted. Her supposed mother, a woman named Carolyn Correa, had documents. Aaliyah was her daughter. But Luz insisted. She pressed for a DNA test. The results? A perfect match. The girl at the party wasn't Aaliyah. She was Delimar Cuevas, kidnapped from her crib, hidden in plain sight for 6 years. And the fire? It wasn't an accident. Investigators reopened the case and found that Carolyn Correa, the same woman who'd acted strangely at Luz's home all those years ago, had deliberately set the fire to cover up the kidnapping. She had taken Delimar, faked paperwork, and raised the child as her own. It was a carefully constructed lie, until Luz's persistence unraveled it all. Correa was arrested, charged with arson, kidnapping, and multiple counts of endangering the welfare of a child. In 2006, she was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Delimar, now back with her biological family, had to adjust to a new reality. But she was safe. She was home. And Luz Cuevas? She had been right all along. This wasn't just a case of maternal instinct. It was the power of unwavering love, a belief so strong it refused to be silenced by time, grief, or the weight of official truth. Delimar's return wasn't just justice. It was a miracle. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for more stories like this.